This is not a movie scene. This is not fiction. This is real life. What you're looking at is the effect of a drug known as Tranq, a substance so powerful, so destructive, that people call it the zombie drug. Because when it takes over, people don't just lose control, they lose presence. They lose themselves. They stand here, breathing, moving, but completely disconnected from life, as if their soul has already left their body. This is happening right now in the Kensington neighborhood of Philadelphia. Walking through these streets feels like stepping into a post-apocalyptic world. Bent bodies frozen mid-motion, voices that no longer form sentences, arms covered in scars, open wounds and infections. And the most disturbing part? No one is helping them. No one intervenes. This suffering has become normal. This is the largest open-air drug market in the world. Not hidden, not underground. Right here, in plain sight, in Philadelphia, USA. The land of the American dream. But what you're seeing here is not just addiction. It's not just poor decisions. It's not just drugs. This is a systemic collapse, the result of decades of failed policies, corporate greed, and institutions that chose profit over people. In this open market, drugs are bought, sold, and injected openly on the streets. No fear, no hiding, no consequences. Extreme poverty, widespread homelessness, severe mental illness. All of this, just minutes away from some of America's most iconic buildings. We are in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 2 hours from Washington, D.C., 2 hours from New York City. Some of the most powerful governments and richest corporations on earth are closer than you think. Take these historic buildings around us. Tourists come here for history, for education, for opportunity. But behind these streets are stories that no history book ever tells. This city holds one of the most notorious open-air drug markets in America, maybe even the world. And to understand how we reached this point, we need to go back, way back. The story begins thousands of years ago, when opium was first used in traditional medicine. Back then, it was relief, pain management, healing. But in the 19th century, everything changed. The British Empire weaponized opium as a colonial tool, flooding China with drugs, destroying entire generations, just to control trade. This led to the Opium Wars, wars that ended with forced treaties, and China losing Hong Kong to Britain. Drugs were no longer medicine, they were power. In the 20th century, the damage spread globally. Heroin, cocaine, crack, addiction crossed borders. Communities collapsed, families were destroyed. But the 21st century brought something even worse. Fentanyl, 50 times stronger than heroin. So potent that a few grains can kill. Manufactured using chemical compounds sourced largely from China, processed by Mexican cartels, and trafficked into the United States. Cheap, fast-acting, deadly. And then came something even darker. Tranq. Tranq is not meant for humans, ever. It's a mixture of fentanyl and xylazine, a veterinary tranquilizer used on animals like horses. This drug shuts down the nervous system. It cuts off oxygen to tissues. It rots the body from the inside. Its skin turns black. Wounds never heal. Infections spread into the bone. In 2023 alone, Philadelphia recorded over 1,400 drug-related deaths. That's not an overdose crisis. That's a war. People come from all over the country to Kensington, because here, the strongest drugs in the world are easy to find. This is Kensington. I don't know how people live here. Honestly, I don't even know how businesses survive here. Shops are shutting down. Homes are cheaper, because no one wants to live in this area. Even with police presence, nights here are terrifying. This is the zone where it happens the most, where Tranq has taken full control. This is Zombieland. Why do they call it that? Because constant drug use has broken people down, forcing their bodies into a permanent hunch, as if the weight of addiction is physically crushing them. Just imagine how powerful these substances must be to devastate an entire community like this. This is not a place anyone should casually walk through, not in the richest country on earth. These are missing people, lost to addiction. Families don't know where they are. Some were last seen months or years ago, among discarded syringes, and exhausted bodies lie thousands of forgotten souls. In many cases, injection wounds become infected, turning into gangrene. Limbs rot. Amputation becomes the only option, if they even make it to a hospital. I'm honestly shocked by what I've witnessed here. I never expected to see something like this. That man, he's completely numb, unconscious. Did you see his legs? No one can help him. Not hospitals, not police, not organizations. He's going to lose his leg. He could die at any moment. Completely surrendered to this reality. He has no family, no safety net, no second chance. Once you fall into this trap, getting out feels impossible. That's why you must stay close to God. Stay close to your family. Because isolation is where addiction thrives. Look at this. There's a real chance his hand will be amputated. Here, the syringe is no longer a symbol of healing. It's a symbol of pain, and sometimes the end. If this story moved you, if it made you uncomfortable, then it did its job. Subscribe to the channel, stay tuned, because the next episode takes us to Canada, and what you'll see there might shock you even more.